We all love our children more than anything in the world. What if I told you that time was the greatest asset in setting our children up for financial success? Albert Einstein once said, "Compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it. He who doesn't." I know it might seem crazy to think about our children's retirement right now, but small, smart choices when they're so young can compound over time to make them millionaires, tax free millionaires in retirement without ever having to invest a cent in a 401k. Sound too good to be true? Well, it's not. Let me show you how. All of the information given out today is meant for educational purposes only, not advice. So please meet with your own tax advisor to find out how this information applies to your specific situation. Let's start by defining what is a Roth IRA. A Roth IRA is a type of retirement account where an individual contributes already taxed income into that account, meaning that when they draw from that account, if they draw from that account after the designated retirement age, which as of this recording in 2023 is 59 and a half, they won't pay any taxes on those capital gains. So how can this apply to your child? First things first, your child needs earned income. Earned income is the biggest thing to factor in when deciding to open up a Roth IRA for your child. You might be asking, how can my child have earned income? Well, there are a few very obvious examples. Once a child reaches a certain age, it's very easy to come up with earned income. Things like babysitting, lawn mowing, manning your family farmer's market booth every Saturday throughout the summer, all these things can count. It just has to be legitimately earned income. So you might be thinking, how does a younger child have earned income? Some of the best known examples are things like baby modeling, baby acting. Think all those family vlogs that you see, the adorable children's boutique down the road that's looking for models for their catalog or their website. These are all great ideas and examples for how to get those younger children some earned income as well. By thinking a little bit outside the box and looking around for opportunities, it's very possible to get children of all ages earned income. So why find a way for your child to make earned income and go through the process of opening up a Roth IRA for your child? And the answer is because of compound interest. Compound interest is particularly powerful over long periods of time. So let me run through a few examples to demonstrate for you just how powerful compound interest can be. For all of these examples, I'm using a completely free compound interest calculator that can be found at investor.gov, and I've included a link to that down below if you want to run these calculations for your particular situations. For all of these scenarios, I am assuming an 8% return. And if you would like to learn more about how I come up with that number or why it's a good number to go off of, you should read J.L. Collins' book, Simple Path to Wealth. He does a great job of explaining the total stock market index funds and what those can mean for long-term investing. It's well known that less than 39% of Americans start saving for retirement before the age of 30. So in order to make our examples match up against something significant, we're going to go ahead and run an example where a person starts saving for their retirement via their Roth IRA at 30 years old and maxing their Roth IRA contribution every single year from age 30 to retirement age. We're going to round it up to 60 for all of these scenarios for easy math. As of this recording, 2023, the max Roth IRA contribution limit is $6,500. So in our first scenario, a 30-year-old starts contributing $6,500 every year into their Roth IRA, all the way up until they turn 60. This means that after 30 years, they will have contributed $195,000 into their Roth IRA. But because of the power of compound interest, putting it into that investor.gov compound calculator, their actual amount that they can draw from is estimated to be $800,841 at the age of 60. Okay, not terrible. Again, it's tax-free, so that's wonderful. Also, quick side note here, when I say tax-free, I'm actually referring to the money that's going into the account was already pre-tax. So in this scenario, I'm just talking about the capital gains not being taxed, which is the power of the Roth IRA over a regular taxable brokerage account. So let's go ahead and bump this $800,000 retirement pool up against a Roth IRA started in childhood. For our first example, let's use a scenario where we're able to help our child find enough earned income to max out their Roth IRA just one time. We'll do this for a child who's 10 years old, and we'll do this for a child who is just born. So for our 10-year-old, we're going all out helping them find every lawn mowing gig, every babysitting gig, every farmer's market stand gig that they can get for this whole year. And we convince them it's very important to put all this money aside into a Roth IRA. They agree, and we put aside $6,500 just one time. If the child never puts any money into this account ever again, including after they turn 18, they will still have, according to the compound interest calculator, $304,860 when they turn 60, putting in $6,500, getting out $300,000. Pretty cool, right? All right, let's back this up even further. We have our newborn, they're just born, and we go all out for that first year, trying to get them any baby modeling, any baby acting gig that we can. And we're able to help them max out their Roth IRA contributions for that year at $6,500. They put in $6,500 when they're 0 before their first birthday, which means at age 60, they will have $658,170 tax-free. Pretty crazy. $6,500 put in, $650,000 out tax-free. No money ever contributed again. That right there is the power of compound interest. Let's run through another scenario. In this scenario, maybe we can't get to that $6,500. That's a lot. So instead, we are going to help our child find earned income enough to contribute $1,000 every single year. So for our 10-year-old, we're helping them get those lawn mowing gigs, those babysitting gigs, and they start contributing $1,000 into their Roth IRA every single year starting at age 10. So after 50 years goes by, compound interest does its thing. At 60 years old, they will have $618,000 that they can draw from. And that's assuming they don't bump that contribution up to the full max once they do have a income coming in as an adult. Now, here's the real power of compound interest. So if we help our newborn find those modeling and acting gigs when they're younger, transitioning them into babysitting when they're older, and then convince them it's really important for them to keep contributing after they turn 18, if they start contributing just $1,000 every year, starting from birth, by the time they're 60, they will have $1,349,000 available to them tax-free. Pretty awesome. Okay, now let's go to the most extreme example where we go all out with our kids every single year from birth, helping them get enough earned income to max out their Roth IRAs from birth all the way up to age 60, right? Because we've taught them really well when they're under our roof, and they're also going to continue to max out their Roth IRA contributions once they turn 18 and leave the house. So if our 10-year-old starts maxing out their Roth IRA contribution, again, 10 years old, $6,500 every year, by the time they turn 60, they will have $4 million, completely tax-free, ready for them to enjoy the rest of their life without ever having put in a cent into their 401k. Pretty incredible. So now for our newborn, if we help our newborn get every gig, every year after year, now they're toddler models. Now when they're old enough, they're doing their own thing. You know, when they hit teenage years, they're a cashier at the grocery store, whatever it is, and they're able to max out their Roth IRA contribution from birth to 60. At 60 years old, they will have $8.8 million tax-free available to them to draw from. So in this scenario, over the course of their life, they put in $390,000 in contributions, but because of the power of compound interest, they have $8.8 million tax-free dollars available to them by age 60. That's pretty incredible. I don't want these scenarios to be overwhelming or you to wonder, how would I ever contribute that much to an IRA? I totally get it. It's simply to inspire you to help put aside whatever you can for your children so that you can use the power of compound interest over time to maximize their financial success later in life. So how do we actually go about opening a Roth IRA? There's a lot of options. I'm going to go ahead and let you Google them. But Vanguard has a total stock market index fund. That's great. That's who we personally used. Again, talks to your tax advisor. But this money will be in a custodial Roth IRA account until the child turns 18. So this means that all of the money will be in the child's name. The money belongs to the child entirely. Obviously, it's their earned income. But that the adult or the custodian who's overseeing that account will be able to make the decisions on how that money is being allocated within the account. When we recently did this process for our youngest, it did take about 30 minutes on the phone with Vanguard. It required her social security number, and it took a few days to process. But after that, 30 minutes on the phone, and it was pretty straightforward, ready to go. So don't be intimidated. It's actually a very easy process. I also want to say before I get to my last point that if you find this information valuable and useful, I would ask that you like this video and subscribe to my channel. It really helps my channel grow. It helps this same financial education reach many more people. And I think so many more people need to hear this message. Okay, so my final point. What exactly can all of this money be used for? Obviously, ideally, the child's not going to touch this account until they turn 59 and a half. Time to retire, time to live their life. And with those numbers I just described earlier, I think they should have no problem living the rest of their life on that amount of money. But if for any reason they need to dip into this account earlier, there are a few situations in which they can do so without penalty. That include educational type of uses, a down payment on their first home, and emergencies. But there's different thresholds and things like that. So again, talk to your tax advisor. But yes, this money is accessible to our children before that in certain instances. And then, as always, if there's an emergency situation, you could always draw your principal or the amount that you contributed to the account out without tax penalty. It will be those capital gains that are taxed. I hope that this video has been helpful and inspired you to go ahead and just open up a Roth IRA for your child so that as soon as they can have some earned income coming in, you can help them understand why it's so beneficial and powerful to put it aside into this Roth IRA account. That's our job as parents or guardians of our beloved children, is to help them understand finances so later in life they can go on and live a life that they love. Compound interest is kind of like magic over time. Thank you for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next video.